Good morning. Okay, so we made it. Book of Mormon is now over. We're now into Doctrine and Covenants. And today is section 1. And so the way that I've scheduled my reading is that for this week, I read section 1, all of it today, and then for the rest of the week it's split up into like 6 verses. So, because, I wanted to read every day, and then also, so I wanted to read the scriptures every day, but then also, how could I have something new to talk about each day? And so that's why I broke it up that way. Anyways, that's how I'm doing the Come Follow Me. That's how I'm doing my reading. So, today is all of section 1. And this is what's known as the Lord's Preface, or Preface, however you pronounce it. And it was given, well, let me just give you the history. I stole this cool little thing from Mom. So, it's this turny wheel, Doctrine and Covenants data wheel, sections 1 through 69, and then 70 through Manifesto on the back. But anyways, you find your section, and it says, date, November 1st, 1831. Location, Hiram, Ohio. For whom? The world. Prominent doctrine or theme? A voice of warning, the Lord's Preface. So, we're here in Ohio, Hiram. And by this time, some other things, some revelations were already given. What was happening was the elders of the church got together for a conference. They were discussing, among other things, what to do about the Book of Commandments. They had discussed for a long time whether or not the Book of Commandments, which was all of the revelations given thus far, compiled into a book, and should they be printed and distributed. And that's one of the topics that was being discussed at this conference. And it said that Oliver Cowdery and possibly Sidney Rigdon had been appointed to draft a preface for the Book of Commandments. Yet when the men presented the preface to the conference, its participants picked it all to pieces and requested that Joseph inquire of the Lord. And thus, the Lord dictated his own preface to the book. So the supplementals that I used for today, I felt like one was not enough. Sorry, Kelsey, I told you only one, but once I got into it, I felt like one was not enough. So I used the Essential Doctrine and Covenants Companion, which gives a brief overview. So it gave a historical background, it gives an overview, interesting facts, and then key insights about Christ and his church, and then also main themes. And so anyways, when I was reading last night, in preparing for the new year, I had looked through a couple of books and read some just to see what would work for me. I had kind of already studied section 1, if you will, by trying to decide how I was going to study. So I knew it was the Lord's Preface to the Book of Commandments. And in reading it last night, it was hard-hitting. It was, for instance, we're going to get into most of the doctrine and the later on when we go verse by verse, but it was striking how relevant it seemed. Never before, I've read the Doctrine and Covenants several times before, and never did it seem like anything in it applied to me at all. Just like, some snippets here and there, the ones that they pick out and they repeat over and over again. But it was a voice of warning for our day. That's exactly what it was. It was talking about, the times that will come before the second coming. It was just very, continued on from the Book of Mormon, which was very parallel to today. This is continuing on to feel very parallel to today. So I think that's all I want to talk about today. Tomorrow is verses 1 through 6, and so we'll get a little bit deeper into the doctrine. Sorry. All right. That's what I got. All right. Talk to you tomorrow.